All right. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and bring her in here. All right, where you at there? Where you at? There you go. Let me go in here. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Is it 6:30? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's 6:30. All right. Well,
Okay.
hey, let's go ahead and do it. What's happening? What's happening? What's up, family? It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Are you thankful today? Hopefully you are. I know I am. Uh, so
Happy
it's
Thanksgiving.
6:30. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. It's Thursday. Just because it's Thanksgiving, don't mean we're not gonna be on here. It's Thursday, 6:30. This is our time. We committed to this time. I'm thankful for this time. So that's one of my Thanksgiving blessings right there. I'm thankful for Thursdays because I get excited about this. So we back here to do it again. And babe, what you thankful for? Tell me something you thankful for.
I am thankful that you are my husband.
Okay.
Women, you heard that
You
right? What our bishop say is a poor frog that don't
exactly.
suck in
So,
his own pond.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, but I should have took the floor first because I was gonna hit you with that. You weren't supposed to take that. You weren't supposed to take that from
So
me. I was
praise his
supposed to.
pond. That's what it is. Poor frog that don't praise his own
There
pond.
you go. There you go. So, well, of course, I'm thankful for you, my wife. Absolutely, I am. And so, but yeah, you were supposed to not say that. I was supposed to say that, and then I didn't do that right. But anyway. But what's up, family? We're here. We're here to make it do what it do. Yes, we are thankful. We are truly thankful. Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you've had a great Thanksgiving thus far. Enjoying it with friends, family, or just even if you're just laying back, kicking your feet up, and just relaxing and just enjoying the day. Be thankful for that, right? So it's a lot to be thankful for. No, we might not have everything we want. Everything ain't lined up exactly the way we want it, but we got life, health, and strength, and we have another opportunity. We have what we have right now, so we can use what we have to get to where we want. Okay? There's a way to get to it. Seek Him first. Seek Him first, and He'll direct your paths. I promise you that. So He got you. Just trust Him. He got you. All right, so let's go move forward because we want to get into this, the rest of Genesis chapter 30. Yeah, we started on it last week and we couldn't finish it because it was some good conversation. Hopefully, you enjoyed what we talked about on last week. We ended up talking about relationship, which we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit more today too, as well, as we finish up chapter 30. But um, let's go ahead and get started. But again, welcome to the Anti-Negativity Network. Um, Me and my wife here making it do what it do again this week. So, all right, count of three. Let's do what we do. Count of three. One, two, three. One, two, three. One more time. One, two, three. All right. So there we go. So yeah, chapter 30. Chapter 30. We still working with Leah and Rachel, with the drama between the two sisters and being married to the same guy. Huh? Yeah. We might not be able to relate to that, but you read this word right here, it's helping you understand. There's some there's some drama. It's some drama. It is a lot of drama. And now chapter 30, that drama is being fulfilled, for lack of a better word, because you got Leah and Rachel battling for supremacy uh, with kids. Okay. And so it's a lot of back and forth in chapter 30. And so hopefully you get a chance to go back and look at what we talked about on last week, because a lot of good conversation last week in regards to relationship. But this week we want to focus again, Rachel and Leah. Now, they one of the things that I really got out of chapter 30 was the fact that all of their kids had a name, and their name meant something. And at the time, the name meant what they were actually going through at that time. Okay. And so I'm not going to go through the whole long list because it was a bunch of kids. It was a bunch of kids. But out of their pain, out of their hurt, out of their misery, or triumph in their mind, this is how they went about naming their kids. And so, so my first question to you is, what your name is? What your name is? Dad, what's your name? What is your name?
My name.
Do you know what your name
Yes,
means?
I do. My
What your
name is
name mean?
Deborah, and Deborah was one of the great judges in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it means humility. It means strength. It means wisdom. She was just an awesome judge in the Bible, and I try to emulate who she was.
And you also know what another meaning for your name?
What's that?
B.
Yeah, B. So I
Okay.
choose the words that I just used before. Mark.
Okay. That's all good because it all fit. It all fit, but that B fit too because you
Yes.
busy as a bee.
Or the bee has a
You
lot
there,
of
there you
good
go,
traits.
David. I hear you, beloved. That's good stuff.
Oh,
That's
thank
good
you.
stuff.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff, David. Good stuff, David. Also, I checked my name out too. So my name was Counsel and Rule. I thought that was quite
Oh
interesting.
yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
That.
but it's amazing how your name can really tie into really how your life goes somewhat. It's crazy. So I guess one thing we want to know today, we want to be careful of is how we name our child, how we name our kids, because it does matter. Your name matters. Go take a look at your name. See and understand what your name means because it does matter. Okay. Now, and so as we was going through, did you have something, babe? I'm sorry. Did
Oh
you have
no,
something?
I was just gonna say that I know when Marcus was born, I had another name for him, but when I saw him, when he came out, I saw him as like a warrior, like Marcus Garvey. I'm like, oh no, this is Marcus Garvey. Yeah, he's gonna be named Marcus, because I saw the warrior in him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
And
just
and and
right
and,
there.
and that ties right into what we were saying about Leah and Rachel. Leah and Rachel, whatever they were going through at that moment in time, is how they chose to name their kids. Even Leah when she named her daughter, Dinah. And so everybody had a meaning. So go and recognize the meaning of your name, okay? And so, but we're gonna move on because I get excited about this and I can go on and on about this. But the thing about Leah and Rachel that I also wanted to touch on, and let me just recap something real quick. So Leah, you know, was able to have kids, okay, but she wasn't loved by Jacob, okay. Jacob didn't really want her, okay, but he got duped into having her because of their father Laban, and so Leah's able to have kids. Rachel can't. Rachel is loved by by Jacob, and that's what Leah wants, okay. So they both are jealous of each other. Leah wants the love, Rachel wants the kids, and they both want what each other got. So, but they get in this battle back and forth with the kids. They use the kids to try to fight this battle. And do you think do you think any one of them actually won this battle? Do you think at the end of it, did either one of them win this battle that they had going? What'd you think, Ben?
I don't think the Leah and Rachel won the battle, but I do know that something good came out of the battle. The 11
Absolutely.
children and the 12 children that was produced by this, union. Even the concubines, do not leave the side chicks
No,
out. I'm sorry.
no, you can't leave the side chick
You
out.
gotta
No, you
say,
can't. You
even
can't.
the
Well,
even the
Zip,
concubines,
Bilhah and Zilpah. You can't leave them out. No, because they help
but
produce some of those kids.
yeah, so something good came out of all of us,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
kids and the
Mhm.
kids going forth and doing what God wanted them to do.
Right.
Even in, I'll just take my family for instance. It's 13 of us. I'm not going to tell you how we got here. I'm not going to cross that
Yeah.
line. But I look at all of us, and all of us have like a strong faith in God,
Right.
and so all
Right.
of us is still, uh, spreading the word of God our own way,
Right. Right.
in 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 our life,
Right.
So, you know, something good came out of all of that.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And they said, yeah, to your point, exactly. So even though Leah and Rachel had this stress and strife and this bad relationship, although the Bible never even said that from the beginning they had a bad relationship, they would remember they were sisters, right? They grew up together. And because of their father making a decision that he did, put them in this position. And it I can only imagine that their relationship really wasn't that good after this. Okay, but the good that came from it is all because of Christ. God
Yeah.
took something really bad and made something really good out of it. And that's where you have those tribes. If you ever hear the different tribes, the 12 tribes, it's spurned from these kids that were born, right? And your grandkids. It was not every kid that was born was a tribe, but between majority of them and some of the grandkids, that's how you end up with the tribe, the 12 tribes of Judah. Is that right? 12 tribes is that what they call? No, I'm sorry, I get that. Huh?
Israel.
Thank you. 12 tribes of Israel. I'm sorry, not Judah, Israel. So, see, that's why you got the doctorate. So, but, so again, something good can come up. So, back to your statement of last week, how, God can bless even in the mess, right? And so, because this was a mess between Rachel and Leah, and they going back and forth, and then they're introducing their servants, just trying to find a way to up the sister, just get one notch above the sister. It was just fighting each other. They going back and forth, using their everything that I'm using their own bodies, you know, um, just to try to one up their sister. And so, but God still blessed through it all. And so, but man, there's a lot you still can go from that. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Did you have any last thing you want to say about
No,
Rachel and Leah?
no.
Okay, all right. I think you got the gist of Rachel and Leah and that whole situation. But just know that God still can still bless. Now I'm not telling you, I'm not giving you a get out of jail free card or telling you or giving you a pass to go start some mess. No, don't start no mess. Don't start it. Okay, but this is an example of how God still blesses despite the stuff that we do. Okay, the mess we get ourselves in. We think we're doing the right thing. We do, and I really believe Leah and Rachel, in their own mind, thought that this is what they needed to do. Um, but I'm just gonna say this: don't y'all let that man get in between y'all. Don't do it. Okay, man, we'll move on. All right, let's move on. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. All right. So now let's get to the other half of chapter 30.
Oh,
And we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead, baby.
I
Come
thought
on.
you wanted to bring up the mandrakes.
Oh, yeah. The mandrakes. Okay. Okay. Because the mandrakes. And so this was another issue between Rachel and Leah. So Leah's son went out and got some mandrakes. Okay. Now, I want you to Google mandrakes, Mandrakes. You can still get them from Walmart nowadays. But anyway, but anyway, they use these mandrakes. These mandrakes. I was like, what is the importance? Because Leah's son go out and get it, and Rachel comes in and like, look, can you get? I'm willing to pay for it. Give me some of those mandrakes, okay? And then if you give me some of these mandrakes, I will allow you to have Jacob tonight. Jacob will sleep with you tonight, Leah. Now, they they raffling off their husband to one another. This is crazy, right? Like you get paid for your husband, right? I don't understand that, but hey, that's what happened. And so but there was a fight over the mandrakes. Okay, it was some tension between the two of them because Leah's like, you already got my husband. Now you want the mandrakes because these mandrakes actually served as like fertility pills, so to speak. Okay, in that day, it allowed them to be able to have kids. Okay, because at this point, Leah was not able to have any more kids, nor Rachel, nor was Rachel. Rachel had already not been able to have kids. Okay, so that's the reason why they started using their servants so that they can have more kids. So they get these mandrakes, they take the mandrakes. Leah ended up pregnant again 3 times, two more times after that. No, 3 more times after that. And then Rachel ended up having her own child uh, after taking these mandrakes. And so, but even something like that caused stress and strife between his sisters. And so, but I did want to just touch on the mandrake piece right there because it was part of chapter 29. It was something that also marked another issue between the two of them, but it also caused them, God used that to allow them to have more kids. So, you had anything, babe?
Yeah, I mean, it again, this is in Genesis. So
Mm-hmm.
even in Genesis, they were dealing with problems with their bodies and how their bodies function,
Yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
even today, of course, we still deal with the same things. The as we age, our bodies perform differently, and we don't have
Exactly.
that proudness and that
Yeah.
that we used to have, et cetera.
Exactly.
Want to sit
Exactly. You get old.
with our feet up, but anyway,
Right.
you know, but that again in Genesis, they're talking about an issue that we have to deal with every
Yeah.
day in
Yeah.
our lives as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Which is
Mhm.
you know, is there
It's life challenges right
real?
here.
Yeah,
It's real stuff. And again, remember back then, and I can't even say back then, but when a woman was not able to have kids, it was like a bad mark on her. Like it was almost like she was somewhat of a female leper, right? Like something's wrong with you. Like you're something, you got a problem because you can't have kids. And so Rachel was not able to have kids. Leah had already had some kids, but it got to the point where she couldn't have kids anymore. And so then that's when these mandrakes come about, and although it adds some more stress and strife between Leah and Rachel, the mandrakes it talks about real life. We try to take the word of God and these scriptures and relate it to real life. Real life is we have to deal with some of those things with our bodies. Our bodies change, right? And if you ain't old enough to recognize it yet, keep living. I'm just gonna tell you, keep living. So, but okay, all right. So now the second half of chapter 30. Okay, now we will switch gears and we're gonna hook up with Jacob and Laman. And Laman again is the father of Rachel and Leah. All right, and Laban has some stuff with him. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Laban like to do something dirty and call it clean. Okay, he has some mess with him, and the mess ain't stopped. Okay, because now, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this justice now because I started reading this some more, the second half of chapter 30, and man, I got some more stuff out of chapter 30. I got out of this second half because the one thing that got me when it come to Laban was that Laban recognized that his blessing came from him being connected with Jacob. Jacob's work, Jacob grinding and doing what he did for over those 14 plus years, because he did 7 years just so he could get Rachel. But then when Laban tricked him and gave him Leah, he had to work another 7 to get Rachel. Okay, that was compensation to have, because he really wanted Rachel that much. And so he gave up 14 years. But over them 14 years, 14 plus years, he actually helped Laban become really successful, right? And it was all through, mostly through the works of Jacob. And so now Jacob's now is like, look, okay, look, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to get up out of here, because I need to go take care of I need to go do for myself and my family, okay? But Laban is recognizing the fact that no, man, no, I done got hooked up and blessed because of you. You my golden cow. I ain't no, bro. I ain't trying to let you go. So what you want me to pay? What you want me to pay? And Jacob is like, no, I don't want you to pay me. I just want you to. It's time for me to move on. And then Jacob was like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let me just take the striped, the black sheep, the striped goats, the spotted goats, and I'll take them. Okay, and you keep off because it was known as the striped one, the black sheep. And although those were the animals that really weren't no good, right? The solid colored ones, the good ones, the ones with no blemish, those were the strong, those were the good ones. And so Jacob is like, all right, I'll just take those. But Laban realized, no, this ain't gonna work either. So after they make an agreement, Laban goes and take all of these spotted and streaked animals and the black sheep, take them out and has his sons take them far away. So then when Jacob comes to go get them, they're not there. And Jacob still honors his word and take care of Laban's flock. Okay. But you got to think that Jacob got in his mind, okay, Laban trying to get me again because I've been taking care of these animals. Now, all those ones I said I was going to come get, they gone now. So now, Laban, what's up? But he ended up flipping the script on him. And I want you to read chapter 30. I'm not going to go deep in chapter 30 again. I want you to read chapter 30. But what I got out of this is that even though for some of us it's time to make a move, it's time to go. And it's time for you to get ready to go. You're not ready yet, but it's time to get ready. It's time to set up shop. And so what I want you to get out of chapter 30 is Jacob is saying, this is what I'm going to do. And even though you tried to get over on me, we made an agreement, and you still trying to trick me because Laban is known for doing some dirty and call it clean. Laban tried to do some dirty again and take, even though they made an agreement, he trying to take that part of the agreement out so that Jacob can't go anywhere. He thinking that's what's going to happen. Him doing what he did was going to cause Jacob to have to stay. But that all got flipped. Come on, babe, what you got?
No, keep going. You're doing good.
And so it all got flipped. So please understand, some of y'all in the situations right now where it's time to go. It's time to move on. And you know it. You feel it in your spirit, your bones down, everything about you is saying, it's time to go. My time is up here. It's time to go. But you're not ready yet. So now my question is, what are you doing to get ready? What are you doing to get ready? Because when it's time to move, we're going to talk about next week in chapter 31, because when it's time to move, you're going to have to move. But if you're not ready to move, guess where you're going to stay? So you think you got all the time in the world. You think I'll just do it tomorrow. No, don't procrastinate. Those days over, that time is over. I suggest you get yourself ready right now because when it's time to move, you got to move. Okay? We don't know when God's time is, but He has a way of showing us and telling us when it's time to move. And right here in chapter 30, there's something going on. There's some things happening. And Jacob is recognizing it's time in his spirit. He knows I'm ready to go. I done did my time here. I did what I said I was going to do. And Laban, you still trying to hold me back. You still trying to keep me in here. You conniving me. You trying to trick me. You trying to do some dirty and call it clean. But I'm going to honor what I said I was going to do. So do what you said you're going to do. But in the meantime, Prepare to make the move, because when chapter 31 come up, when your chapter 31 comes up, I advise you to be ready. We're going to talk about that on next week, chapter 31. What you got, babe?
Yeah, yeah, sometimes our assignments have an expiration date,
Exactly.
and we get so comfortable and used to doing it because we've been doing it for so long. We don't want to accept the fact that it has an expiration date.
Exactly.
And so we think that we can go in to that same spot and do the same things that we've been doing, forever, not realizing that we don't have that anointing to do that anymore. Well, we may have the anointing, but it's just, it's over.
It's over. It's time to
over.
go. It's time to go.
And, like you said, we do have to get prepared,
Yeah.
be prepared,
Yeah.
so that when God says move, then it's our time to move.
What's that statement we always hear? You see the handwriting on the wall.
Mm.
The handwriting is on the wall. It's telling you it's time for you to go. It's time for you to make the move. So get ready. Prepare yourself for the move. Jacob prepared himself. He made a deal with them on what was going to happen. And even though the deal that you made, the other half of the deal maker don't hold up their end. They try to do something dirty and call it clean. They try to change the game on it to try to keep you locked in. But remember who you connected to. Remember who said it's time for you to go. And if God is telling you it's time to go, if he's already putting it in your spirit that it's time to go, trust me, when your chapter 31 pops up, you better be ready. Jacob in chapter 30 was getting himself ready for chapter 31. And that's what we're going to touch on next week. All right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us for a few minutes. We love this. I love this. I know Deb love it too. So I'm going to speak for her on this one.
Right.
But what I always tell you to do, pray,
Pray, plan, prepare, proceed, make it do what it do.
Thank you. We love you. We're going to see you next week at 6:30. Love you.
Love you.